You mentioned something because I learned that, but I was never one to just show everything. So I do know if it's the top you want to center or focus on, not show nipples or anything, but if
Yeah.
you're wearing that kind of dress, you want to cover your bottom. And it's so true because I know when I was working in corporate America, and since I was working with the doctors, my suits and everything, so I brought that in the beginning over into this world. And then people just, when I'm interviewing them, they were just so serious. So I wasn't communicating and I wasn't pulling a lot of things out of them. Like when I
Right.
have certain guests on, if it's financial, I'll dress a certain way. If I know it's a Friday and I'm just chilling, it's a certain way. So I said, you know what? Now I'm going to pay more attention when I'm doing the show because you don't know what sponsors, whoever's looking, it's
Yeah.
so there's other things I have to communicate as well. I may have a principal or D watching who may want me to come and speak. And
Yeah. Yeah.
second, it just takes a few minutes. First impressions are very, very important.
Right.
So you have to just balance it out and things like that. Because I'm like, oh, I don't need to wear makeup. And I'm like, yes, you do, because you
I
don't know who's watching.
get on camera, whether it's my camera or in the booth, and I'm not done.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. And I say to my friends who have businesses, especially in this space, that whenever you get on camera, you are walking on set.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care if you're getting on set to talk about something for 15 minutes to 20 minutes to 30 minutes, because you don't know who's going to be tuning in the 15 minutes that you're on camera, especially if you're trying to build a YouTube career or a Facebook career or build a group. You're on set. This is your show. And whether one person watches or two people watch or three people watch, it's still your show. This is still a production. You're still producing this. And
Mm-hmm.
so I know, I actually just asked this question on the LinkedIn space because one of the questions I asked, I said, have you ever just been scrolling through LinkedIn? And that's for my professional side of my business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and somebody's picture comes down or their video comes down and you don't know why, but something about their face and their voice just, you don't like it. So you never click on their pictures, don't read their content. And you don't know why, but there's just something about it. And I realized for me as a creator visually, right? Because styling is art for me. So when I look at people, I'm always dressing and redressing people, like always. It's a weird thing because like, when I was saying that the girl was like, I would never put that together. And to me, it was just so obvious because that's the way my brain works. I'm always creating something. And I realized for the people on LinkedIn, like if they have a video and they're sitting in their car and, the guy hasn't had a haircut in years, or the girl is doing a video and she got a business but she's in a tracksuit, it just doesn't make me even stop. And I just keep scrolling. And that's how important visual first impression is. So I always say, if you're going to get on camera, I don't care what it is you're doing, you're on set. Treat it as if you're on set. Because to your point, you don't know who's watching you.
And what I just typed in, I said, your style is your business card,
Yeah.
because people,
You're getting this clothes for free. And then you got the small business thrift store owners who are going out and sourcing clothes, paying for clothes.
we were talking backstage, and I have this one thing that I have an issue with, it bothers me. And to the point where I was thinking about doing something about it, but I'm like, no, there's other things that I can do. I don't have to do surgery. I don't have a black girl booty. I have a white girl booty. Okay. That's what everyone calls it. So I'm just telling you what people call it. And so for me, I'm self conscious about it. Now, what I've learned to do over the years is I have to have some kind of lycra or spandex in the pants that I'm wearing so it can mold to my booty and the illusion so you can't tell. So I don't have that. I don't have that. So that's what Tammy was talking about, that when you're getting pockets, what other advice can you give? Because I'm a girl who have huge boobs and I'm not proportioned because my waist is small. And it's almost like when I push my boobs in and you look down and you see that straightness. What I've also learned, I better wear a doggone good bra because the bra is the thing. I went to this place that's called Livy Ray, and their bras are like $70, $80. I can see the difference. And let me share something with y'all. One day went out and I wore a regular bra. And, I'm going to say it wasn't flattering because the following week I met the same lady again, Tammy, and she's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Can't believe I'm telling this. She's like, "What are you doing? What's going on with you?" And I says, "What do you mean?" She's like, "What did you do? Lose 15 pounds in 1 week? What are you doing?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Look at you. You lost a lot of weight." I said, "No, I'm just wearing a good bra." Okay.
Listen, listen. Being in the group, being in my group, my gospel is undergarments. If that could be the Sunday sermon I preach, I would preach it every Sunday. Undergarments, good bras, good underwear, good shapewear. Shapewear has the ability to create a shape that you may not even have. And if you are straight, like if your frame is kind of up and down straight, you ever seen those skirts where the pockets kind of come out on the side a little bit? So
Hmm.
it kind of does that. It almost gives you the illusion of hips without you really having hips. Those are really great skirts for every straight girl to have because it's going to give you hips that you don't have. I'm amazed that women don't wear that. Another good thing is the umpire waist dress that brings your waist up, but then does like this balloon effect at the bottom because if it's away from your body, I don't know what's underneath that, right? So, like
Right.
dress that has the ruffles. This is a great dress for somebody that is straight shaped because this ruffle is going to give you movement in your clothes that you don't have, that your body doesn't give you. And so, if you are straight up and down, I would say get the skirts that do this, that get that little balloon effect. Get skirts that have ruffles because that's going to give you volume in the bottom part of your body without making you big, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yes. I'm starting to wear the sweaters now that has the flare
Yeah,
because and so I'm starting to, really because it'll flare, but it flares out like near my booty and it'll
feels
suck it.
away from your body. So it gives you the
Yeah.
illusion of having hips or a smaller waist. And I am, I guess, hourglass, pear shape. I don't know what kind of shape I have. I was fortunate to get both. I got boobs and I got a whole lot of booty. I got a double portion of the booty. And so I have to be very careful about how I dress my body because when you're a woman that's naturally voluptuous, clothes can turn on you really quick. You go from being very conservative to very slutty, and it has nothing to do other than the way your body is shaped, right? And so whether you have a bunch of booty or no booty, you still have to be very careful with your clothes. And so that's why it's important to know what message you are sending in your style. If you know what message you're sending in your style, you almost will never really buy clothes or dress yourself in a way that's going to be off brand or off message.
Because my daughter used to tell me, she's like, "Why are you wearing clothes that's so big on you? It makes you look fat."
It
And
makes
I'm
you
like,
bigger.
yes. And she's like, "You don't need to do that. You need to start wearing more." Because again, when I left from corporate America and, my suits were fitted and everything. So I said, "What am I doing?" And I realized, what message are you really trying to convey? And again, with the help of so what I've realized is I'm learning now that I need to just basically dress for my body type, play with colors.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning to do, play with
I mean,
colors.
you really have great color tone. It's not like the high yellow bright girl. Sometimes, even if you're bright skin, and my daughter is that, and some certain
Hmm.
colors won't work on her either. You're not like dark. You're not dark skin in terms of my complexion. You're like that right in the middle brown girl. Like there's so many things that can work for you. And the good thing is you already know your undertone. So you're already ahead of the game. Most people don't even know what their undertone is, right? So even though I'm dark skinned, my undertone is yellow. But people would think that my undertone was red because the
Hmm.
darker you get, people think, and makeup people have been doing this, making this mistake too. So sometimes we get foundation that has a red undertone and it just looks like, what is this? So I have to buy foundation that has yellow undertone because I have a yellow undertone to my skin, even though I am dark. So if you know your undertone, you're already ahead of the game, which you already are. You know what your issues are in terms of what your body is. So for you, you're built kind of straight and you don't have a lot of butt. I will say, I probably wouldn't put you in a lot of lycra or spandex. Because from my experience, when I see women with no booties with lycra and spandex, it may feel great on your body, but it actually is just making me notice that area that you probably don't want me to notice.
Okay, okay. And I'm learning more from you because what I'm trying to do is, like I said, I want to change it because, and it started with me coloring hair,
Okay.
getting my hair colored and stuff. And I'm like, I always loved black. And then I started veering towards different colors, and the blondes, the browns, the bronzes, and I'm like, wow, it opened up a whole new world for me. And now, like today, I picked up this mustard sweater. I picked up this beautiful Coach bag. Okay. Oh my God. And then I got this chocolate brown. And then Ellen from Thrifty L, she says, I would wear a mustard turtleneck underneath it. I'm going to put it on the page. I got some beautiful deals. But that Coach purse, I got it for $12. Now, here's my problem when I go thrifting. When I go thrifting and something is like $10, I want to scream. I want to scream, especially if I'm a coupon. Now, mind you, whatever is $10 is probably $90 in the store. It's just that I'm so conditioned, like, this is highway robbery. Why am I spending $10? So I have to check myself and, like, Jackie, calm down.
Girl, I don't think I bought anything. I think the only thing I bought was a Coach bag, and it was a vintage Coach. I paid $15 for it, and I was happy to pay the $15 for it because this Coach bag had never ever been worn. So I was happy to do that. But ironically, I don't shop at the Goodwill.
Well, this wasn't at Goodwill. There's, oh my, I know all these stores. There's a store that's called Fifth Avenue something. And so
Private thrift or
right.
private consignment stores. And the reason why I like shopping at those private thrift or private consignment stores is because those business owners are actually paying for their clothes. So they're buying them by the pound, but it's a cost to them. And even when they buy it by the pound, their stores are still cheaper sometimes than the Goodwill and Salvation Army. And what I've noticed in this age of COVID, the Goodwill and Salvation Army prices have gone up on their,
Yes.
and
Yes.
unless you're buying on like a sale day or you got a coupon, you're spending what you would probably spend at an outlet store at the mall. If I'm paying $8 or $7 for some jeans, I've bought brand new jeans from Banana Republic. I've bought brand new tops from the Crew and the Gap for $10. So if you're still going to ask me to pay $10 or you're going to ask me to pay $7, I'll just go buy them brand new. Now, when you go to the private stores, because although they're paying for clothes, it's so minimal that they keep their prices low. My store, I think honestly, the most I've ever paid for a dress is $6. Most of my shops or everything else is anywhere between $1 to $2 to $3. That's what I pay. I think one day I was with Ayana on Thrift Divas. We were on a call and I turned it on to video and she was like, I cannot even believe the prices there. And I'm like, I prefer to patronize those businesses because they are small businesses. The Goodwill and the Salvation Army are getting donations and they're selling these things. And I just go, I can't do it. You're getting this clothes for free. And then you got the small business thrift store owners who are going out and sourcing clothes, paying for clothes, they're paying rent, space, and all this good stuff. And they're a private corporation. They're not a 501c, a nonprofit, that doesn't have to give earnings. So I would rather patronize those small thrift stores than the Goodwill and Salvation Army. The only time I go to the Goodwill or Salvation Army if I'm going for furniture, because a lot of times the private thrift stores don't get access to the furniture. But clothes, I shop at private thrift stores.
I'm going to check that out. So, do you have any pieces to show us? I mean, if you do, that we could see. I was going to ask you about that. So, can you show us some pieces, please?
I'm going to show you some of my favorite pieces that I paid pennies for. You've seen this. My leather vest that was $1. I'm going to show you that one because I love this piece.
Okay. Wow, $1. Let's see her piece that she's going to show us.
Okay. I'm going to show you. You know me, I'm a blazer girl. I love blazers. And this is what I was saying to you about going to the private thrift stores. This is Banana Republic. It's my gray boyfriend blazer. And brand new, the tags were still on it. And I paid $7 for this blazer. Nobody had even worn it. And I think the tag that was on it had it for $89. This is my recent. I have become, and you've seen this in the Thrifting Divas. Sequence is now the pieces to have. Like, if you don't have a sequence piece, what are you doing with your life? Like, everybody's
Oh.
doing sequence. And I almost gave this away, Jackie, because in the group, sometimes I'll go live and
No.
say, hey, I don't want this piece. Does anybody want it? And you just pay me the cost of it. I don't care. And somebody said, before you do that, just take it home and try it on and see if you like it. And this was $5. This was also.
What would you wear that with?
So I purchased with the pair of jeans
Mm-hmm.
that were wide leg. I don't know who's on the live that's in the group with us, but I wore this with a pair of jeans. But I would also wear this with white, really high-waisted jeans that's really, really tight, so that the white kind of falls in the back and you get all the colors in the sequins top. I would also wear this with long black pencil skirt. If I wanted to do a skirt, I would also wear it that way as well. This is another sequence piece, and I actually got this piece for free because you remember when I was selling jewelry in the group, I was selling jewelry. So I was just like, what are you doing? And so I saw this piece, and because I had been selling all of his jewelry, he was like, it's a gift. Go ahead, take it. So this is another sequence piece.
Oh my God.
My favorite. I still am like thanking all the gods in the heavens for the people who walked by this. This was $1. And it is this leather vest.
Whoa! You could wear that with so many things. Oh my God.
I have worn this with so many things, Jackie. And you can tell it's from like the 80s. That's one side of it. And then the buttons. And this was $1. You've seen this on me so many times, either in the group or my styling. I could not believe my luck that I walked in and found this piece for $1. My whole closet is basically thrift. Oh, I wanted to show you this little straw clutch I got for. So fashion is going through this thing where the straw bags and the clutches are becoming a thing. I got this one. It's huge. It's this really big, gorgeous straw clutch bag. It had never been worn. It's brand new.
Wow.
I paid 50 cents for it.
Wow. The stuff that I picked up today, I'm going to do it on another show. But let me tell you what I've learned from you by watching your style. For me, I fell in love with clutches. So I've got clutch bags and stuff.
Yes.
What I've noticed from you, and I don't know if you've mentioned it on any of your lives, but whenever I have a clutch purse, I'm wearing a statement ring, like a big ring. I'm telling you, when I say I study you, girl, I study you. You hear me? So I've noticed when you're wearing the clutch, and whether it's under your arm, but you really want to have it in your hand, and it has to be a statement ring. I've noticed because I'm telling you, I've learned so much. I've taken notes sometimes, like when you're doing your live, and I don't know if you see me on it, and I'm exhausted, I'll still click in, watch it for a quick minute, go. I sure, because for me, it's like we don't have fashion style anymore. Remember, I'm not dissing anyone. What I'm saying is we had the Joan Rivers when they would have those shows on television. We would have styling shows. We don't have that anymore. And now what I've noticed, I think sometimes jeans gotten a bad name because saggy jeans and girls are dressing like guys. And I want to get to my favorite era, even though I don't appear that way and I'm going that way now. My favorite era was the 40s. Okay, the Joan Crawford and how the Lucille Ball and how they used to dress and they wear the gloves. And my favorite movie was, I think it's called The Wives or something. It was a movie with Joan Crawford, and I think Jada Pinkett redid the movie. And all these women, Norma Shearer, I mean, they would wear gloves and the beautiful rings over the gloves. I love that style.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love 40s style. I love the 20s style. I love that era where women were catered for no reason other than being sophisticated. Like, I love seeing a well-dressed woman. I love seeing a woman whose makeup isn't loud. It's there, but it's not loud. I just love the sophistication of a woman. I dress in jeans all the time. If I put on a jeans, I either have a blazer on or a top that does like the one shoulder. So you get a
Mhm.
little bit of skin, not like showing you everything. And I just love women who dress well. And because I think a woman that's dressed really well is saying to whoever is encountering her, I'm serious about my business and my life, whatever that is, whatever your business is. And so I love a well dressed woman. And I love big jewelry. I think big jewelry and big rings, you can never go wrong.